Hey y'all. Whew. Today is a day. But anyway, this is my review for The Real Housewives of Miami, Season 7, Episodes 5 and 6. Now, a little disclaimer. I'm going to concentrate while I'm talking because I'm a little under the weather. Sinus is killing me, and my throat is a little scratchy. But we're going to get through this. We're going to get through this. We're going to get through this. So I can't yell. If you saw Pop Roast earlier today, thank you. But yeah, I gotta speak a little bit slower. But yes, I'm gonna get through this. Anyway, so I apologize for being a little bit behind on Miami. There's been a little bit of problem with the franchise right now. Don't get me wrong, I'm entertained, I'm enjoying it, but just with the show, I'm just kind of getting, I don't know, just something's missing from last season. Like, there's less people that I like on the show, so my fucks get fewer when I don't care about certain people on the show. And I think the problem is that the friend group is not balanced now, and the removal of Dr. Nicole has made it even more obvious. Excuse me. I'm going to be coughing a lot, just letting you know. But yeah, like, I'm going to go into it a little bit later, but the friend dynamic is just too many of the women that I don't like. And it feels like they're kind of taking over the show a little bit. If y'all know what I mean. If you know what I mean, let me know in the comments. So yes, it's just like we're realizing that, they really don't fuck with her like that, in just certain parts of the show. But yeah, so we open with Alexia meeting a self-help expert, a very distractingly good-looking, self-help expert. Of course, she found him on Instagram. She has the idea to have a Greek party with the theme of narcissism and pointing it out amongst the group. This is already messy. What could go wrong? Next scene, we're with Lisa and her man, Jody. She's giving us an update on her marital agreement and the house that Lenny is building for her. She says, like, how much Lenny is helping her in, not Lenny, my bad. She says how much Jody is helping her in her life, and she doesn't appreciate Larsa saying that he's taking advantage of her. Because, like, he's basically, Larsa's putting out this narrative that Jody's taking advantage of her. So from what I've seen, it doesn't look like that. It seemed like he genuinely wants to help her. Chris, did you ever hear that Marisol and her booze-drowned liver said that Guerdy and that white woman were both equally at fault? Yes, I saw that bullshit. So then, child, look, my body is just against me right now, but I'm going to get through it. Next, we're with the new wife, Stephanie, showing Larsa and Kiki a good time at one of her properties that she owns. Well, her and her husband owns. She gives us the background, her rise to being a businesswoman. Whether I like Stephanie or not, the jury is still out on this. They are discussing the baby shower from the last episode, and Stephanie has a bad first impression of Lisa because of her drunk comment about, you have a jet. I love that. You're rich, And I'm just like, Larsa, of all people, is calling Lisa superficial. After you were neck deep into the Kardashians' anus a few years ago. Okay. But of course, she brings up her own beef with Lisa. And here's my thing. Lisa could punch Larsa square in her jaw. I'm going to say Larsa probably deserved it. Like, I can't stand Larsa that much. You know what? I'm taking a nap right after this. Have a good 45-minute nap. I'm going to start at 3 o'clock. But yeah, next scene, we're getting a montage of the ladies preparing for a hurricane to hit Miami. Afterwards, next we're with Alexia meeting Guerdy for lunch. Now, the gist of their conversation, Guerdy doesn't feel understood by the group. And I'm thinking, girls, because they're icing you out purposely. And then we see in the flashback, hardly anybody had her back. And this is what I'm saying is just making the show hard to watch for me, is the friend dynamics. So let's just break that down right quick. So you have Cuban freaking frack, you have Larsa, so you have these three. They're always going to be behind each other. And then you have Guerdy, you have before this season, it was Julia, Guerdy, Adriana, Nicole. And then we had Lisa as well as Kiki like in the middle. But now it just seems like, well, Lisa's kind of in the middle still. And then Guerdy almost is on the island by herself because Kiki, she gravitates towards the other friend group too. And she doesn't have Dr. Nicole at all. And then Julia, she's already migrated to the other side. So now it's like you have Julia, Larsa, Cuban freaking frack, and then Kiki almost, because I feel like Kiki is a better friend to Larsa than she is to Guerdy. So yeah, it just feels like it's just uneven right now. And that's the reason why they were kind of dogpiling on Guerdy a little bit. And I'm like, did y'all just see what happened? Like, why are y'all reprimanding Guerdy? And Julia just threw water on her. Ugh. Larsa, you love to hate watch her. I mean, she's a good villain. Like, I have not disliked somebody this much since Ramona Singer. Yeah, and I hate to feel this way. Like, Kiki, I just hate how she just be, like, she just kind of be a little bit far up Larsa's ass a little bit. And I don't think she's as good friends with Guerdy as she is Larsa. And that just says a lot to me. Anyway, Guerdy is giving many examples about how it doesn't feel like the group of girls support her, from ignoring her in the group chat, or saying she's too much when there's clearly other women in this group that do the most. So then Alexia thinks Guerdy gets super defensive, like when you try to tell her anything. And I'm just like, really? Really? Alexia then encourages her to make it right with Julia. And Guerdy says there needs to be accountability. And then here goes Alexia saying, yes, but not being able to accept accountability is a trait of narcissism. And I'm just like, Alexia and the word narcissism, she's like one of those people that just discovered a word for the first time. And now they just keep using it in every single sentence they can. So anyway, she says she's having a Greek narcissist party, and she actually invited Guerdy to this event. And I'm just like, because y'all notice in the last 4 episodes, like any event she had, she wouldn't invite Guerdy or she wouldn't invite Adriana. So next scene, we're with Kiki and her son and his friend, and she invited Larsa as well. Now, what I found interesting was, to say Larsa and Kiki are such good friends, she said that her son has never met Larsa. But this is the 4th season they've been on together. Don't y'all think that's strange? Like, you've known me for 4 years, but you've never met my children? I mean, I would love to ask Kiki this. So Larsa, I feel like she does something that Gen X does a lot. Gen X and higher baby boomers, like they always want to know, do you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend or whatever? Because she's, trying to talk to Kiki's son. And I'm like, for all you know, Larsa, that guy next to him is his boyfriend. I'm just saying, I've been gay for a very long time, and I'm just able to, I have a good radar. But anyway, what We then move on to them talking away from the kids. And Larsa's giving Kiki some shallow advice about reconnecting with her dad. Yeah, I don't know. But I just remember when I was in college and I had my boyfriend at the time. My mom didn't know that. I'm telling you a little bit of Chris's business. We got a 2-bedroom loft together. We had separate bedrooms, but we always slept in the same bed. It was just, a front because I think my ex's mom knew he was gay, but my mom didn't know I was gay. So yeah, that was my best friend at the time. Anyway, save that for the Patreon. Next scene. Oh, wait. Yeah. Larsa was just giving Kiki some shallow advice about her dad. I'm like, I don't want to see this. Larsa isn't smart. Next scene, we're with Stephanie and her husband visiting their property. We're meeting him for the first time. He's surprisingly not that much as a stiff as he looks. And then there's a wacky scene where her husband took 2 dogs in from the hurricane that just happened and put them in one of their units. But they get to the unit and the dogs have run wild. They shit on the bed, peed everywhere. And I'm just like, those poor cleaning women. Even the camera catches the woman cleaning the bed. I'm just like, they're not going to clean it. They're going to get somebody else to. We then hear more about her tense relationship with her family. So the next scene, Guerdy and Julia are finally face to face since their argument. Guerdy, I love you. I really do. But what were you wearing and where were you going? Like, it was this whole fishnet bodysuit where you could see the bra and panties. And she was going into a regular restaurant. She even read the dress code and had to ask the host, can they come in? Can she come in? Were we feeling this, y'all, or am I just a hater? Because I wasn't feeling it at all. It just feel like this was during the day, the afternoon. I was like, it's a little too much. Let's see. Oh, that scene was weird. The boyfriend was right on him and checked him when asked if he had a girlfriend. Oh. I mean, y'all caught that too? Anyway. So this one-on-one is very tense. But Julia does start off with an apology. And we see in a flashback, she sent a text to Guerdy as well, apologizing. Guerdy's response is she feels hurt and backstabbed. Julia then calls out Guerdy, sharing something very private with the group, and basically wants her to apologize and take accountability. Now I'm just like, hold up. Just because you apologize to Guerdy don't mean she has to accept it, doesn't mean she's ready to accept it. But then immediately you're like, oh, well, I said sorry for throwing the water. You should say sorry to me about exposing my facelift. That, by the way, your face looks exactly the same, droopy. But yeah, so I want to see both sides because my friend was like, basically he said that Guerdy was in the wrong. He hates the type of friends where if you're beefing, you expose something about them that, to try to hurt them. You don't go exposing secrets about a friend just because y'all are in a fight. But on my end, I'm feeling like, well, you hurt me. You really humiliated me. So I'm going to do my best to hurt you in return. That's just how I'm thinking. So that's what I'm just wondering, y'all. Do y'all think Guerdy's in the wrong at all? Because I was like, my friend brought up a good point. Because I would hate to have that friend, I got to worry about, if we're not cool anymore, they're going to tell my deepest, darkest secrets or something like that. I don't know. What do we think about that? So Guerdy is like, sorry, but you hurt me, and I was just trying to hurt you back. And that's kind of how I would feel. Like Guerdy is just still hot about it. Like I would be too. This just happened last week. Also, no one is on your side. Nobody checked you. Like I'm gonna be still angry about that. Even if you tell me sorry, it's gonna give me. I need a moment to get past that. Like that is a very hard thing to get over, getting water thrown in your face. So I understand why Guerdy was being less than accepting. So the next scene is the day of the Alexia's Greek goddess event. The ladies are all gathering in the sprinter to meet her there. The timer starts at 12 p.m. All the ladies are in the sprinter except for Lisa by 12:30. Everyone is like a little mildly annoyed. It's now 1:30 p.m. Why didn't they leave already? That's my biggest number one question. It's now 2:30 and it's officially been 2 hours. Stephanie, I was watching this. I was like, girl, we get it. Tardiness is your pet peeve. You said it 5 times in 2 different episodes. We get it. She also says that one of her other pet peeves is talking about penises. They immediately cut to Kiki and said, well, bitch, you in the wrong group. Because we know Kiki and her relationship to penis. Yeah, I would have left after 20 minutes, maybe 30. Like an hour and you're not answering the phone? No, ma'am, you're getting left. So then Lisa finally arrives. What makes it worse, the first thing she said should have been, sorry, oh my God, I'm so late. I really apologize, y'all. She should have apologized profusely. No, hey girls, y'all look so good. How's everybody doing? Hey, and then just sit down. After we've been waiting on you for 2 hours, Stephanie doesn't waste no time. She lays into Lisa. She's like, do you think your time is more important than ours? Do you understand how rude that is? Lisa's like, you don't know me like that to be talking at me this way. Stephanie says, well, I know enough about you that you made us wait 2 hours. I was kind of like, get us, Stephanie. Like Lisa extends her hand, don't talk to me like that ever. Stephanie extends her hand like, don't be 2 hours late. Don't be 2 hours late. Like, Lisa, girl, I can't even defend you because I would be just as mad. I would definitely be just as mad. She tries to pull that, well, these are my friends. But Stephanie says, well, all your friends think you're rude. Lisa then starts going into that Lisa tantrum mode. And then the other ladies try to de-escalate the situation. Larsa tries to jump in and try to de-escalate the situation in her best way. But let me see. Oh, Lisa tells, I'm not talking to you right now, Larsa. I'm not talking to you at all. So now they're going back and forth. Lisa says Boss Baby needs to chill out. And I think she was comparing her to that movie Boss Baby. I'm not sure, but that made it a little bit funnier to me. They finally are headed to Alexia's event. And yeah, that is where the episode ends. It ends on a to be continued. So let's get to episode 6. I am almost there. I mean, I apologize, y'all, if my throat feels a little scratchy. I am, I'd rather be sick now than for my birthday trip. So I'm going to get it all out right now, chill out Sunday and Monday. Anyway, so we'll continue from the last episode. This is episode 6. So the ladies finally arrive at this retreat, and immediately the ladies notice how attractive this life coach is. So there are mirrors around with quotes written on them. I'm actually Marisol in this moment. Where's the bar? Where's the bar? So then the ladies are putting 2 and 2 together, wondering, is this event about Todd? Because, Todd's a narcissist. They all call him a narcissist. Well, Alexia says in her confessional that she thinks that they're all narcissists. I think she said including her, but then in the clip in the next episode, she said, well, all y'all are narcissists except for me. And if she said that, she is very delusional. But at the end of the day, I thought this event was very stupid. Like, they're just going around, like, reading the quotes off of the mirror. So later we see Lisa and Stephanie engaging, and Stephanie apologizes for coming really strong at Lisa for being late. I will say though, I bet you Lisa don't be late no more once she got that lashing. So then we're with some of the ladies asking Larsa about her relationship with Lisa, and she says they need to talk to each other. Now, notice that Guerdy and Julia are sitting next to each other. Julia tells Larsa, well, you guys can talk it out like me and Guerdy talked out. Like, I think she thinks everything is good between her and Guerdy now just because she gave her apology. To which Guerdy says, well, that conversation that we should have had it before Marisol's reception. And clearly Guerdy still feels a way about this. Like, I don't blame her. And then while Julia says in her confessional, she just wants to move on. I'm like, well, you didn't get water thrown on you. And if you did, Guerdy would be off the show. I absolutely guarantee you that if Guerdy threw the water at Julia, she would be off the show. She would have been iced out. But yeah, side note, looking at the other ladies' faces, like Larsa and Kiki, how they're looking at her as she's like saying all this to Julia, it just looks like they just look annoyed. And it also looks like they just definitely tolerate Guerdy in the group. So then we move on to a messy game where the group will vote in different scenarios of someone displaying narcissist traits. So you put your flag in the cup of the person who you think this describes. So already Lisa has the most votes for the first question and is immediately offended. Who talks about themselves the most or whatever? I would have chose Larsa for everything. And then I'm like, not Larsa trying to give Lisa perspective on why she's a narcissist. Like, stop talking to Lisa. And if anything, that's the pot calling the kettle black. Like, so now they're having a very petty back and forth, then continue with the game. The next question is, who takes the most offense? Lisa wins again, but not by a landslide this time. They really should just stop playing this game. Next question is, who has the worst lack of accountability? Lisa and Larsa vote for each other. Julia asked the coach about moving forward after a friend hurt you. Like, Julia has some fucking nerve. Like, yes, I get that Guerdy outed your facelift, but she has to forgive you for humiliating her first. Now, moving on to the next question, who plays the victim? Always. Larsa votes for Lisa, and this sparks another argument. Like, the poor life coach didn't know what he got himself into. But this is just a messy-ass game, period. So what did he expect to happen? So then the girls continue to vote for Lisa, but clearly there's an alliance here. Like, of course, Marisol, Julia, and Alexia, they all voted for Lisa. So then I feel like, also Kiki is voting for Lisa as well. And I just feel like she's being a follower in this instant. So annoying. And I'm just sorry. Like, it's starting to feel like a Lisa Pile-On. And this is like, what, the third time? And I'm just like, can we just give Lisa a rest? At least for like 2-3 more episodes. So again, she's crashing out and crying, about to leave. And I'm really glad at least somebody stuck up for her. Like Adriana, she was just like, can we stop the ganging up on her? Like, it really feels like it. So they move into a different space on the property. Lisa goes into the bathroom and Adriana is consoling her. She says, did these ladies forget all about the shit Larsa has done to them? I'm like, exactly. Like, we even get a clip show from production. Like, how did they forget that Larsa was the most annoying person in that group? Anyway, Guerdy encourages Larsa to talk to Lisa, and now it's just them talking. Uh, I don't think it would work because, like, if I was Lisa, I would not be open. So as they're talking, Guerdy is trying to mediate, but it's pissing Larsa off. She's interrupting every like every other sentence, trying to guide the conversation. So then Larsa decides she'd rather have the conversation with Lisa away from everyone, and then the event ends. So the next scene, we're with Julia being visited by a social worker to make sure the Black boys that she adopted are being cared for. It's a process until the adoption is permanent. So as she's talking about the experience so far, I'm just wondering, how does this shape the kid's identity down the line? Like, two old lesbian white women, completely different demographic than their children. Like, it's just interesting, how are they going to grow up? And just being proud of being Black, accepting their Blackness. I just never thought about that. Wait, you said the social worker was fake? You got receipts? So, next scene, we're with Stephanie, her husband, and her parents. And I had no idea that her husband is 2 years younger than her father. Crazy. And it seems like her and her sisters have a problem with her as well as her parents. And just looking at this, if I were her sisters, I would feel some type of way, like my sister and my parents agreeing that we aren't as strong as another sibling. So then next scene, we're with Guerdy and her husband going to couples therapy, basically them overcoming the trauma of cancer affecting Guerdy. It's a very vulnerable moment in their conversation. I got a little misty-eyed, y'all. I was like, this man loves his wife. That's a good man, Savannah. A good man. He loves her. It was so sweet to watch. I hate I hate that it got a few tears out of me. So, Lord, next scene is the final one. It's Larsa and Lisa meeting up for their one-on-one. Before they even said anything, I was like, Larsa thinks she's in the right in this situation. So it's going to be a stalemate. Oh, no, she asked about male presence to a lesbian household and no concern how these white Euro women were going to foster their Black culture. Whew, you said a mouthful. Okay, so it wasn't just me that cried during this scene. Because I think, what was it that she said that he said to her? Ooh, it was something that he said. I can't remember, y'all. I feel really bad, but it was something that he said that was just like, "Aw," or maybe it was like, "I'm just so proud of you." Like that's what I'm stuck on. I'm so proud of you. Oh my God, I love Russell. He's the best house husband across all franchises. So let's see. Oh yeah, I was with Larsa and Lisa. So already Larsa starts out with what has been done to her by Lisa. And of course, Lisa's going to respond to what happened to her because of Larsa. She's then talking about Marcus and how she was blamed for the paparazzi that took a picture of him sniffing coke. And Lisa says, well, the paparazzi guy said you did it. Larsa then just says, you're full of shit. Lisa's taken aback, and I'm just like, oh, Lord, here we go. All that, want to make up out the window. So then Larsa, she just says, I guess I'm just a better friend. Doesn't make it any better. They're talking about the game now, and Larsa says, like the game that they played at Alexia's event. Larsa says, well, you're a narcissist. And Lisa says, girl, you're a narcissist. That was as good as Simon Says. It definitely was. Girl, trademark that. So they're getting louder and people are looking. Lisa then gets up to go to the bathroom. And then y'all, this is the point of the episode where it gets wacky. So Lisa calls Alexia on the speakerphone crying, this is it. Then she's saying that the whole group doesn't like me. She doesn't even realize that someone is taking a shit in the stall next to her, and they can hear the entire conversation. Meanwhile, Larsa is outside watching Donald Trump clips as well as just taking selfies. So then Lisa goes to the main dining room to talk on the speakerphone, and an employee had to come up to her and say, well, you're too loud. Can you finish your conversation outside? A lot of people do that, by the way. Just sit in a restaurant, talk on the phone like they're just by themselves. I think it is so fucking rude. Lisa then goes back to the table, and somehow they manage to come to some sort of a resolution. The credits are rolling, and now they're hugging each other, and that is where the episode ends. Whew! Child. Notice how rewind to the beginning of this episode and fast forward to the end. That is like how my voice is just starting to just decline. Anyway, we'll see how long this ceasefire lasts between the two of them. I do think we need a break from the other ladies jumping Lisa. I'm really tired of it. Can we go on to something else? Can y'all stop picking on Lisa, because that's what it looks like? As I said for Stephanie, the jury is still out on that. I did appreciate how she kind of like told Lisa what it is, and also the fact that she hates children just as much as I do. The ratings for both episodes, I would give episode 5 a 7, and I would give this episode 6, a 9. So good, especially that last part with Lisa in the stall and somebody in there with her. So then, I guess we're 6 episodes into the season, y'all. What do y'all think about it so far? I already said what my thoughts are. Like, I really think there needs to be a cast change, because it's really clear that they don't like each other, or they don't like one person, and they're trying to ice them out. So yeah, like, so far, season isn't bad. And the next episode looks real messy. Carmen Carrera is added to the show. Alexia goes at it with the new girl, Stephanie, and then Guerdy does something at her party, at her event, that's embarrassing to somebody in the group. We'll see. Whew. Well, what else is coming up, y'all? I think that's it. That's all I have to say for this episode. Did I rate this episode? If not, I rated this a 9. This was a 9. What else? I have Pop Roast Extra coming on either Monday or Tuesday. Patreon.com/CDU1. Yeah, I guess I can focus on the Patreon now, because I did all my reviews for the week. Basketball Wives, Next Gen, Atlanta, and Miami. So yeah. Oh boy. So I'm going to sit down and lay my ass down. I'm trying to forget. Did I mention to say everything I wanted to? Go and watch Pop Roast. Make sure y'all do that. Okay, I can't think about it. Anyway, y'all, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all for the next.